Today, screwdrivers. The craziest video. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Just some more randomness for me. I'll eventually go back and doing something normal. Well, today I wanted to talk about screwdrivers. I think a lot of people have questions about screwdrivers and different ones. What works, what doesn't. Well, I'm going to go from bad to good. Basically is what I'm going to do. Now, I'm not going to say these are the worst screwdrivers in the world, but they're not the best either. These are screwdrivers I started out with. Stanley's, homeowner grade, chrome tipped. Well, they work good for woodworking screws most of the time and doing your average household work. They work fine for that. But as a mechanic or automotive or any situation that requires really good screwdrivers, leave these at home. Go do yourself a favor. Go buy some better ones. You can buy them anywhere. You can even buy good ones at Walmart now. You can even, I think Stanley even has a better screwdriver set now out there. But most of the ones I see are chrome tipped and they don't grab a screw very well. Now the next step up in my mind, without going to the best ones, this is for what I have. You can buy better ones anywhere for fairly cheap anymore. You can get them at Walmart, Home Depot. Probably find them at the junk tool bins nowadays. This is Craftsman. This one, still chrome, which is okay, but not great. Then you move into a little bit different line of theirs. Same low end stuff, but this is like a painted finish. It's has a little more bite, a little bit better. Doesn't slip nearly as much. Here's the flathead version of that. And one more. Now these tips are good for the big ones. Now when it gets in the small ones, I'll show you what I've run across. For the most part, they bite pretty well, but they tend to clog up with gunk. They have a little bit of a gripping surface here. Can't really show it to you very well for some reason today. And then they tend to twist. I don't think... no. I don't see any of the twisted ones. I must either straightened them out or threw them away. But they tend to twist when you work at them really hard. They're kind of a softer steel, so they don't take to real hard abuse until you get to these ones. Seems like they're bigger, they're heavier, they're a little stronger. Now, moving on to the next level up. Now, these are quote-unquote professional type tools. But you can buy tools this good at Home Depot. If you notice, we have a chrome shaft and a blasted tip. Now what that means is that this tip they've taken away pretty much all the finish and left this with a gritty surface. And that bites into the screw. If you have... Do I even have a screw to show you guys right now? Drat, I do not have anything just off the top of my head. Anyway, if you have a screw that is fighting you, and it will come loose with just the torque of a screwdriver, this is going to bite into that head. You can push it in, and it's gonna. If you have the right screwdriver, if you remember, you have to select the right size, because there's 1 through 3 and even 4 for Phillips and even flatheads. But most of the time we're going to be dealing with Phillips issues. You put it in there, you select the right tool, let's say it's a number 2, and put it in there, and it's going to bite, it's going to hold. You're going to have more torque on that fastener. And with these blasted tips, they seem to hold up a lot better. My dad has some snap-on ones. The first one he used, he twisted the tip off, the bolt was so tight. I do not know that SK and Snap-on have the same tool steel, but I do know that I've never broken a tip on any of these yet. My new set or my old set. So, and then these ones here next to it are Wera brand. These were manufactured for Matco. I bought these at a junk store, believe it or not. They're like $2 a screwdriver. These also have the blasted tip. So I bought like several sets of these actually because they were so cheap. And the ones with the flatheads also have that tip. And these don't bend. They'll break. Mainly if you're prying. But if you twist them, they're not gonna bend on you. They're gonna hold Because actually, and you can't really see it, and I can't really see it, but they actually have a cut in the tip of these just before the end of the flathead. So that way there's a little bit of a V-groove there. So that when you're in a flathead and you're in there square, it actually takes a bite to it as you turn. Supposedly all screwdrivers have that. These Craftsman's, I don't know that they actually do because they have this grooved surface on there. Not sure how well you guys might be able to tell that. Oh yeah, there you go. They have a grooved surface. Supposedly better for biting. I don't know. I used them for years. I got along fine. But when I moved up to the better stuff, I was really impressed with the difference. So do yourself a favor. Go find yourself a set of screwdrivers that have blasted tips. They sell them at the hardware store. They sell them at Walmart. They sell them at the junk store. You can buy them fairly cheap. I paid $2 a screwdriver, so that was like $10 for a set. $10-15 I think I had each set of those. I have like 3 sets of them, so well worth the money in my opinion. You can buy the cheap ones. The ends of them will twist off because they're too hard, usually. But you don't care if you're not using them properly anyway, so they'll break and you just throw them away and get something else. But do yourself a favor, if you're going to be doing even housework, and they're cheap, I think you can buy a very decent set for like $20 these days. Go find yourself a set of decent screwdrivers. Forget Craftsman unless you go professional. Forget Stanley unless they have blasted tips. They are just not very good. Craftsman doesn't make the professional series, which I neglected to mention until just a little bit ago here. I just thought of it again. Let's see. Yes, I have that. This is a Torx. This is their professional series now. But they have blasted tips. Very nice. And they work. So go ahead, spend the money, get a decent set of screwdrivers, and don't look back. Well worth it, because anytime you're dealing with a Phillips, you're dealing with a flathead on any car, you want it to bite, and you want that screw to come out. Don't give yourself aggravation by buying something cheap and chrome tipped. Moving up in the world is nice. Catch you guys later.